So this is like when a fly lands on a horse's back. So they should twitch, and I'm going to go start from the back and work my way up. When I get ahead of where her problem is, you're going to see the twitch come back. You should see that.
Good girl, Mama.
So that's where her twitch comes back right here. So that means my problem is right behind there. So in this region through here. It's her last rib. On your x-ray, that's about the area where it's abnormal. All right, sit you down. Go, good job.
You're a good girl. Good job. She says, wait, that's my foot.
Good job. All right, we're gonna do the same on the other side. I'm gonna tuck and roll. Good with jaw reflex, and she obviously can feel. Great. All right. Okay, so her exam, the nice thing is that you have a video from when you first brought her in, so she's obviously come a very long way, that she has movement. So the first part of the exam is it neurological, which it is. The second part is where's the problem. And so with her reflexes are fine, her front legs are fine. So it tells me her problem is from T3 to L3. So that just based on our exam and from what they were showing you in your other exam, where they pinched her butt area and she twitched, and that she had reflexes back then as well. So the reflexes and the, what you're seeing as far as motor or no motor, that helps me localize where. As far as how severe the injury is, that's where it comes down to can she feel it. So the feeling is how serious it is. So in your videos, she was really paralyzed. There wasn't much there, maybe a little bit in the tail, but the positive part is that she could still have feeling. When he pinched her toe, she turned around and said she could feel it. It seemed like it was more obvious on the left than the right in his videos, but she had perception, and there was a little bit of movement to the tail. So all that stuff tells us that the injury was obviously very severe, but there's still connections going through. So the next part for her is, well, what caused the injury? So your bullet is way up here. That's not where our problem is. Our problem is, we said T3 to L3, and then even with that cutaneous trunk I cut off, what's happening there is, when a fly lands on a horse's back and the horse's back will twitch, that's a reflex. And so when I pinch here, what's happening is the information goes right up the spinal column to the level of the lateral thoracic nerve, and then it causes a bilateral twitch, just like when a fly lands on a horse's back. So when an animal has a spinal cord injury, sometimes this reflex can help me narrow it down to where the problem is. And so for her, it's helpful more on the left side. So again, I'm pinching until I get to the, see where you could just see it twitch?
Yeah.
So behind this, nothing, and you see the twitch. So when I get the twitch, I know I've just got it right ahead of where the injury was. So here's her last rib right here, so that's T13. I got my twitch here, so my injury is right through this region based on that reflex. And then you have your radiograph where there's a bullet way up here, it's not causing it, but through this area at T13L1, it looks like there was some kind of a fracture or kind of a crush through that area. So I wonder if she got hit by a car or some type of a blunt force trauma. And so as far as what caused it, again, it's right in that region where the reticular bodies are abnormal. The positive part is, even at the time when you got her, she had feeling. When you have feeling, there's hope. And the other positive part is, since you've had her, she's actually getting better. So the question's going to be is whether she'll ever walk again on her own. She's got a long way to go. It's possible. She's going to have to build up a lot of strength in the back legs. And so for me, the wheelchair is easy because it gives her kind of a lease of life and some independence, but it's a bit of a crutch. So it would actually be better for her not to be in the wheelchair and using some sling supports
Okay.
and make her do it,
Okay.
make her work.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so some swimming, water rehab would be great. As far as I think that it would be a good idea for me to get some better radiographs through that area. I'm not sure it's going to change how we do things, but it would just give me a little better idea of what's going on, and again, how is it scarring down compared to what you had seen before. The way we evaluate the spinal cord is always looking at an MRI, so I can actually look at the spinal cord. Again, a lot of those things are a little bit more diagnostics. It's probably not going to change how we treat her.
Okay.
So I would at least do a radiograph. For me, I'd always love to have an MR scan so I can see what's happening to the cord. It costs a lot of money, so it's not, again,
We can do it.
comes
They
down
raised
to,
a ton of money for this dog.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if it could benefit her, for sure.
Yeah.
It's information, so it's always helpful. Has she, where are you guys coming from as far
I'm
as,
from New Hampshire.
how far away are you? Like,
An hour and a half.
so just as far as our scanning wise today, we're getting a little full with scans.